Preface to Arabic Syntax, chiefly selected from the Hidayatun Nuhvi by Henry Brown Beresford. Read for the LibriVox Language Learning Collection, Volume 3. Read by Nicholas James Bridgewater. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Preface. The object of this volume is to furnish the student with such rules of Arabic syntax as have not yet appeared in English. Mr. Locket's translation of the Miyat Amil and Sharhu Miyat Amil, two elementary treatises on Arabic syntax, has been long before the world, and, accompanied as it is throughout with philological and explanatory annotations, contains a body of highly valuable information. But it is avowedly incomplete, and embraces only a particular portion of the Arabic regimen. The purport of this volume is to supply such other requisite rules of Arabic syntax as are not comprised in Mr. Locket's book. The present work was indeed suggested by some remarks contained in the preface to the translation just adverted to, and has been undertaken in the hope that it will be found, in conjunction with Mr. Locket's volume, to furnish a body of Arabic syntax sufficiently comprehensive for all practical purposes. A work of this nature in English has long appeared to me a desideratum, and the various objects of peculiar interest which the study of the Arabic language may be said to present would, naturally enough, seem to enhance the desirableness of some such work as the one here offered to the public. In whatever point of view we regard the Arabic language, whether as the language of a people who in the Middle Ages contributed so materially to the literature and refinement of Europe, or as the language of a religion which numbers upwards of 100 million followers, and at the present day affects greater numbers of mankind than Christianity itself, or whether it be regarded as the medium for communicating sound European knowledge to the whole body of learned Mohammedans of India, and as one of the inexhaustible fountains for enriching some of the Indian vernaculars, so as to render them competent vehicles of the Mohammedan population throughout British India. Under all the above and various other points of view, Arabic may be said to be an object of deep and peculiar interest, and should my humble endeavours to facilitate the study of this interesting language prove not altogether unsuccessful, I shall be more than compensated for my labours. The different heads into which the syntax is divided and subdivided in the original treatise appearing to be clear and intelligible, I have thought it desirable to abide as much as possible by the arrangement laid down therein, so as to make the work correspond in some measure with Mr. Locket's translation. With the original treatise as my guide, I am not without hope that I have succeeded in preserving a happy medium between treating the subject too extensively and minutely on the one hand, or, on the other, too shortly and meagrely, so as to convey no clear and precise information, a desirable mean between the detail of Monsieur de Sacy's elaborate work and the futile brevity of, as Mr. Locket calls them, those twopenny halfpenny guides to the 8 parts of speech, which every Ditch and Dilworth may deem it his duty to work up into what he calls a new grammatical system. Where the matter treated of under certain heads in the original treatise appeared to appertain to the inflection portion of grammar, or had been previously handled by Mr. Locket, specific references have been given, in the first case, to Lumsden, or de Sacy's grammar, or both, and in the second case, to the particular page, etc., of Mr. Locket's valuable translation, and to the corresponding matter in the last edition of M. de Sassy's Grammaire Arabe. It would be vain to suppose that no errors should have crept into a work of this nature, but should they be of a more serious kind, or more numerous than I anticipate, I trust that the rapidity with which the work, owing to peculiar circumstances, has been executed and hurried through the press, will in some measure tend to disarm the severity of criticism and entitle me to more indulgence than could otherwise have been justly awarded. End of Preface to Arabic Syntax, chiefly selected from the Hidayatun Nuhvi by Henry Brown Beresford.